Hello, my beautiful babies that listen. Okay, today you're going to be making a Venn diagram. Venn diagrams compare and contrast two different things. Okay, so we are going to be comparing and contrasting unicellular organisms to multicellular organisms. And then in the middle here, we're going to put the things that they have in common. All right, here we go. Let's start with unicellular organisms. Put a little star up here. And well, first off, you need to draw two interlocking circles, okay? Until you have that, just don't move along, okay? But I went ahead and drew that out. All right, single-celled organisms are unicellular, like a unibrow or a unicycle. Uni means one. How many horns does a unicorn have? It has one. So unicellular has one cell. That is it, one building block of life, okay? Multicelled has made up of many cells. So anything more than one. Anything more than one, okay? But the important thing that you understand about that is that this has one cell, this has many cells, but both are living. They are alive. Even the teeny tiny one-celled organism is alive. They both are living because all living things are made of cells. Now, a rock is not made of cells. A rock is not alive. All right. Now, here is something that is only single-celled. For a single-celled organism, you need a microscope to see them. And yesterday on your slideshow, they showed you an example of a microscope. Need a microscope to see them. Okay, they are tiny, 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 tiny. Okay, you can't see them with just your eyeball. All right. Also, about a unicellular organism, I'm going to write this down here. Unicellular organisms can do everything themselves. They can stay alive all on their own. They can do everything that they need to do. So write that down here. They perform all, write that down, all of their life functions. So we talked about how unicellular organisms can, they move. We talked about how they breathe, how they bring in and take out, they bring in nutrients through the cell membrane and they let out waste through the cell membrane. They can get rid of waste. They can grow, all of those things. So they perform all their life functions in one cell. They can do it all themselves. So write that here, write one cell does everything. Everything. They don't need anything else. One cell does everything. Okay? In a multicellular organism, the cells specialize. So that means that the blood cells have a job, and the bone cells have a job, and the skin cells have a job, and the nerve cells have a job. They have specialties, okay? You might recognize the word specialty. Sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, I love baking cakes. It's my specialty. Specialty means something that you're good at. Doctors have specialties. So there are doctors that they do brain surgeon, and that's their specialty. There are doctors that do dermatology, like Dr. Pimple Popper, and that's her specialty. There are doctors that their job is to take care of cancer. That's called an oncologist. Okay, so a specialty is a particular job, okay? And that's something that multicelled organisms have. So when I'm talking about you, for example, you are made up of a bunch of different cells that are specialized. Let's write that down. So each cell inside of you, each cell has a specialized job. So for example, specialized is, so for example, these are like blood cell. Obviously, their job is, it's to deal with blood. So you can write blood cell, skin cell, nerve cell. They all do different things. Blood, skin, nerve. You could have muscle cells. And there's all, billions of them inside of you, and they all do a particular job. They don't do it all like a one-celled organism does. They have specialties, like a specialty doctor. Okay, and in a multicellular organism, all these different cells, blood cells, skin cells, nerve cells, muscle cells, all these different cells, they gotta work together. So the cells work together doing different jobs to keep the organism alive. Okay, so I like to think of it as like a school, like in our school, Mr. Smith keeps everything clean. Miss Kirkland, she is in charge. The teachers teach the subjects. We've got the school nurse who keeps everybody healthy. Everybody works together to keep the school running. And that's exactly the way it is in a multicellular organism. Everybody has their own specialty. The blood cells, the skin cells, the nerve cells, the muscle cells, they all have their own specialty, and they work together to keep the human being alive. Okay? Now, let's talk about what, let me slide this right here. Let's talk about what both multicellular and unicellular, what they have in common. Okay, they are both alive. That is really important that you understand that. They are both alive. Both of them reproduce. Okay, so multicellular organisms, so like a human, when they want to reproduce, they make a baby. If a dog wants to reproduce, there comes a puppy. If a plant wants to reproduce, there is a seed. Okay, if a frog wants to reproduce, there is a tadpole. Now, if a unicellular organism wants to reproduce, it splits, right? The cell divides and becomes two equal cells. Okay, it duplicates itself, but they both reproduce. Okay, another thing that both of them do is they both get rid of waste. All right, so yesterday you watched a video. If you looked at the Prezi slideshow, you looked at a video of the single-celled organism pushing waste out of the cell membrane. And multicellular organisms, how we get rid of waste, we poop, we pee, or we breathe out carbon dioxide. Miss Ross, plants don't pee and poop. No, they don't pee and poop, but plants do release oxygen. That's their waste. They don't need it. Okay, so that is theirs. So everything that is alive can get rid of waste. All right. Next thing that both of them do, both of them grow. Plants grow, humans grow, cells grow. Next thing that both of them do is both of them need energy. They take in energy. They take in energy. Ms. Ross, what do you mean? Plants get their energy from the sun. That's over here. Unicellular organisms, they also take in energy. If you watched the video yesterday, you saw the amoeba surrounding the paramecium and basically eating it. absorbing it. It surrounded it and it absorbed it and took it in. It turned it into a food vacuole. So they have to take in energy. So you can put eat or absorb. Single-celled organisms absorb energy through their cell membranes. All right. So make sure that this is in your science journal. You will need it. You will need it. I would use this on my test next week if I was a smart child. All right. You are loved. I will talk to you soon. Bye.